Good evening, everyone, to Choco Chips Radio. This is your host, Partho, once again. Now, today's guest is special. Uh, I know that in every podcast I say this cliched line, but frankly speaking, the guest this time is one of my personal favorites. She's this much in size, but she has a wonderful mind and she will blow your minds with her thoughts. So, without further ado, I would invite my guest herself to introduce her own self because I know that you all do not like listening to me, you like listening to my guest. So, welcome Batul on this podcast. Her complete name is Batul Zakiuddin Murtaza. And out of so much of respect and love, I call her Madam Batul Zakiuddin Murtaza. So yes, Batul, welcome to Choco Chips Radio, and tell a little bit about yourself because obviously I know a lot about you, but our audience might not know you that much. In future, surely they would be knowing about you, but yeah, go ahead. The stage is
Thank you
yours.
so much. Yes, thank you so much for calling me. So, hello, my name is Batul. I like to play the piano. I like to do art. I like to sing. I like to dance also. I like a lot of things. But personally, my favorite is doing yoga and going on treks. So, yeah, that's what I like to do.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful, Batul. And your blah 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 thing still continues. So I remember we had a lot of sessions where you used to say blah blah blah, right? So for our audience and for the curiosity of our audience, you might be thinking that normally I call guests who are a little bit older in age, right? But Choco Chips Radio has always been about those things which we celebrate in our surroundings, about those people who are really amazing around us. And that's why I do not feel age should be a criteria. I believe that on Choco Chips Radio, there can be a guest who is maybe just 2, 3 years old, or even a 90-year-old person can be my guest. So, on that tangent, Batul, let me start with this. Age wise, you are quite young, right? I hope you haven't done any plastic surgery, right? So, but in terms of caliber, you are quite wise and old. Whenever I had a conversation with you, I always got those Dadi Amma vibes. You know, right? That I often call you Dadi Amma, right?
Yes.
So the very first thing, how at such an early age you are so insightful about things? What is your secret sauce?
Yes. Thank you so much for saying so much about me. I don't even know that much is true, but thank you. Now, all of this, I would say is like based on my parents and what they feel, and even sometimes what I feel. I disagree because see, like we gain knowledge every step of where we are, right? We don't stop learning. The main thing about our whole life is to be curious about things and everything around you. You have to be curious, and most importantly, you have to be curious about the knowledge that you're gaining. This being curious is like very crucial to myself, to develop myself. So there have been days that I've slipped and I've become like I've done something very wrong, but like my parents are there, like to again remind me about that and understand the true value of what the point of being curious is. So yeah.
That's really wonderful, Batul. You said that a very important thing that we should be quite curious in our life, right? We should be on our toes always to know things, right? And also, you said a very important thing that you love to disagree with people with logic. You love to disagree with your parents at times, obviously on a healthy note to understand things better. So, my question here is normally in Asian culture or Indian societies, we have seen that disagreement is considered as disrespect, right? So, at such an early age, have you faced that kind of thing ever? Maybe with your teachers, or maybe with your parents, or anybody who is older than you? Have you faced those kind of things?
See, there is a difference between disagreeing and being disrespectful. Now, being disrespectful can sometimes mean that, see, you may be disagreeing, agreed, but you're saying it in a little more of a different tone that makes the other person feel you're being rude to them, or, of course, you're being disrespectful. Now, there is this stereotype where they say, oh, yeah, Asian culture, blah, 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 but I don't think that. I think it is because, see, our parents want the best for us. That is the truth. They will want the best for us. And see, sometimes you will have a little friction. Any family will not be perfect. You will have some here and there. You will have some problems. And you will disagree sometimes with your parents. But that's how a conversation works. We say our opinions, and that's how we go along. So that's the thing.
That's wonderful. That's really wonderful. And I mean, I haven't seen even grown ups talk like this with such clarity. No, seriously, I'm not bragging it up. It's a lot to learn from you every time I had a conversation with you, and still when we have conversations with each other, right? So our audience might be feeling that, hey, I mean, if they would have got this much of clarity at such an early age, they would have been the guest on my podcast, right? So yeah, on the very second note, Batul, see, you have many laurels on your hat, right? One of them is, as you said in your introduction, one of them is your passion and zeal for mountaineering, right? Can you tell our viewers what is it in mountaineering that gives you so much of motivation to do that? Why are you inclined so much towards it? And what gives you basically such kind of grit and will to do that? And also, I mean, at this age, at the age where you are, people used to love watching cartoon, right? They watch Tom and Jerry, they watch Pokemon, they watch Doraemon and whatnot. And you are scaling mountains, you are going scaling the peaks and saying, "Hey, I'm here." So, what's the secret of this?
Thank you so much, sir, first of all, for saying all this. Half of it is not true, but still, I will take
All
it.
right.
Now, I just want to clarify this misconception that is there between trekking and mountaineering. So, the thing is, mountaineering is a very technical thing. It will
Okay.
require more effort, and it's a completely different set of skills. So, like,
Okay.
I enjoy trekking. I mean, I don't do mountaineering, so I
All right.
enjoy
My
trekking.
bad.
And
Yep.
now, yeah, no problem. So I just want to clarify things. So
Yeah. Sure.
now in what drives me to do this is the journey more than the destination. You know, meeting new people. Like every time I go on a trek, it's always like a family thing and plus with a group. So the group every time, most of the time, it's always different. So meeting those different people and socializing is very important, and it becomes your second family for that whole trek. They might see you literally crying on the stairs saying I'm not able to go, but they will help you, to like come. Arey, nothing will happen, you come. We're almost there. Look. Even though you're literally going to be 10 kilometers away, they'll say, oh, you're almost there. Come. So it's all about, they help you motivate, and you gain a lot of friends along the way. So that's what makes me feel really excited about things. And one more thing is my mother. She is literally drive me into this, and like I personally wait to go with her for trekking and things like that because I enjoy being with her, and I think she enjoys being with me, and I hope she does because she'll always have me with her.
That's amazing, Batul. The kind of replies you give, I'm always a fan of your replies, right? It's not the usual kind of replies which we expect from people of your age. Again, I'm saying age a lot of times because it's a cliched term. We see people with their respective ages, right? And we normally do not expect somebody so vivid and so vibrant to talk about things in so much depth like you are doing. Now, again, that's an eye opener for me because I was thinking that trekking and mountaineering are basically the same things,
Same
fancy
thing,
words for
yeah.
same thing, right? But you clarified it. That's good.
Yeah,
Wonderfully put.
and yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, so I've another thing is sometimes look, it will not be that in a trek you're going to be like, oh, everything is is so good, everything is so well. No, it is not like that. Everybody is a human being when they're there. Literally, there are days like one day while I was on a trek, that time it was snowing, like proper hailstorm and things like that. And we had to sleep in the tents. If anybody is wondering, the trek is Dayara Bugyal. So it was snowing that time, and then basically on a thin sheet of ice, and then the tent thing, you're sleeping on it. Okay, even with the sleeping bag, it is extremely cold because and I'm not. I was that was the first time I was introduced to I was exposed to that kind of cold because I had never been even close to about say 5 or even close to zero. So and I started shivering so bad. And see, the next day was supposed to be summit, so you would be walking more than 15 kilometers that day. And I literally, my mom was right next to me. I'm saying, Mama, I can't do this, Mama. I'm not going to be able to wake up tomorrow. I'm not going to be able to do even 5 kilometers, Mama. Mama. And she's like, be quiet. You'll be able to do it. Sleep. I'm like, I can't sleep, Mama.
Wonderful.
I can't. And then she's like, be quiet. Please be quiet. Sleep. And then, somehow we both talked around, and I got probably 3 hours of sleep that day. But I somehow the next day did the summit and things like that. So that's what drives me to do all this.
That's great determination, and hats off to your mom who kind of motivates you always. She's like that born Vita
Yes.
mom, right? You have seen that advertisement where there is a mom, there is a daughter, and what's the tagline, by the way?
Like,
Tayari Jeet Ki, right? Something like that.
yes, jeet ki
Yeah.
tayari.
Yeah, exactly. So it's pretty much like that. I reminded of that scene. So, Batul, one very interesting thing you said, that you love socializing, you love to make friends, but the era in which we are living, we see that people love socializing virtually. They love making friends on social media. They love when somebody likes their picture. Even before eating our food, we click pictures to post, right? So that's the kind of world we are living in. So when you say that meeting physically helps you build social connections, but there are people who might say that virtual meetings are enough to make social connections. So what would you like to tell them? How do you agree or disagree with that?
See, personally, I would rather, like, let's suppose, like online. Of course, there are a lot of social media platforms that you might be meeting new people with. That is another thing about social media, another pro, where you're like meeting new people and you are basically making a bond with them. But like, see, they might say something that they are, but you don't even know. I mean, personally, I don't even have that much trust in the other person, that if unless we don't meet. And that's the thing with interactions face to face. That is how you actually create a bond, because that's you're seeing the person and you're not like talking to a screen, or you're not typing letters and something like that. So the feel of talking to a person, face to face is much different than typing or speaking through a screen.
That's amazingly put. In fact, I believe that if the people who are grown ups, if they understand this very thing, the world will be a different place, right? Because I see people these days, if they pass away, people just write hashtag RIP. And I don't find any logic in that, right? I mean, it's so demeaning to the departed soul. But great, Batul. I'm so happy that the generation which is coming up is holding the baton so high, and with, of course, the torch bearers like you, right? Cool. It's an amazing conversation so far. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I hope that you are also enjoying it, right? Yeah. And for our viewers, I would like to say that this meeting, it actually was scheduled to happen, I think, 2.5 months ago. But since Madam Batul is so much busy, one or the other day she has everything packed. This seminar, this class, this that. She is somebody who is extremely busy, and I really respect and appreciate that. So finally, she allowed to do this. She agreed, sorry, to do this, and we are meeting. So that's a great thing, right? Yeah. So wonderful, Batul. So on the next line of thought, I would like to ask you that, see, as a person, you said that you are so lively, you are so jolly, right? And you are, of course, having so much refined thoughts. So I understood that when you said it's more out of curiosity, it's more out of healthy discussions. But let's say somebody who is watching you right now and somebody wants to develop that kind of maturity. Although you have a long way to go, I understand that. But on practical lines, if you have to give some sort of steps in building that depth of understanding, observing things from a very early age. So, how should one start, and where should one look for those kind of things, and how should we carry out things basically? What would be your approach if you are a complete beginner? Yep.
Yeah, got it. So, like I said, since the start, you need to be curious about things. It should not be like, oh, you feel this way, but you're too scared to share it with the other person. See, you shouldn't be like, oh no, that person doesn't agree with me. Yeah, if I say that, she's gonna get angry at me. He's gonna get angry at me. No, you shouldn't say that. You should be open. The other person should be open to different ideas, and so you be open to that, because that's how, again, a conversation works. We share our opinions, and that's how, we build onto a conversation. Now, you should be open to different ideas, to learn more, and everything. And another thing is, you should be humble to take feedback. Okay, you cannot be that, oh, this person has said this, I feel so bad. Yeah, that's so bad. They can't say that to me. No, you should take feedback and act upon it. That is how, somebody like works on their mistakes and things like that. So, like, I'll just say this at points. You need to be curious. You should be open to different ideas, and you need to be open to different other opinions, and you should also try to learn more from them. And so should the other person be, allowing to understand what you are trying to say, and it should be healthy. You should not become an argument. So, because when it becomes an argument, that's a little more messy state to be in. So try not to get into an argument, and again, be humble to take feedback and act. That's it.
That's wonderful, Batul. So, curiosity is definitely one factor. One of the most important things you said, and that too very relevant in recent times, the times where we are living in. You said that we should be open to feedback. Now, I don't know, do you realize the depth of this? Because a lot of people who are working at very higher posts, even they do not have this thing. They think that what they feel, what they say is correct, and all the rest of the world is stupid. So, I mean, when you say that we should be open to feedback, what I have observed is most of the times people have their ego coming up between, right? That, hey, I have read a lot, I know a lot, so how can this person tell me anything? You are at a lower pedestal. For example, let's suppose you and I have an age difference ka gap, right? So if you tell me something and if I react that, hey, what will Batul teach me? I mean, I am elder than Batul. So, how do you avoid that kind of ego barrier? Is it not there inside you? Of course, it might be there because you are a human being. I am supposing someday if you come out and say I'm a superhuman, that's a different thing. But how do you tackle that ego issue, which is inherently built in every human being? That, hey, I am the best, I am the best. So, yeah.
Yeah. See, personally, everybody is a human, man. You cannot have no ego. Even I have a bit of ego, but even you might have a bit of ego. It is not like we are like egoless.
Definitely, definitely,
Nobody can
absolutely.
be that.
Yeah,
Nobody can be like that.
yeah,
It is
yeah.
not possible. So now the thing is to, like, to, again, if you have your ego on the front, you are going to create an argument between the other person. That is not going to be a healthy thing to start with, even in a conversation. So, and you should be open to healthy debate is fine, like having, different opinions and sharing opinions about that, but not getting a little too like aggressive in the tone, or aggressive in terms of physically, is just like, don't do that, don't. So in terms of getting your ego aside, you just have see, you know your self-worth, you know who you are, you should be confident about yourself, but it shouldn't be like you're like, no, no, like what are you saying, no, that's just not right, I am right. No, you have to be open, because in the real world somebody is going to say something really mean to you and you're going to get hurt about it, because you're like, what, how could they say that to me? So yeah, you just have to keep it aside sometimes and only use it when you need to use it.
Wonderful, Batul. You are way ahead of your times, and I mean, I can only imagine if I would have possessed that kind of maturity which you are having at such an early age, the things could have been way better. So that's amazing, Batul. I really respect this kind of thought process, right? Cool. And yeah, we forgot to talk about your yoga aspect, right? So you mentioned that you love yoga. Uh, can you let me know, in this age when people are going after different kind of fancy exercises, intermittent fasting, keto diet, and whatnot, which have very peculiar fancy names, and you are sticking with an ancient practice that is yoga. So, what is that motivating factor? How do you find it cool? Because in these kind of atmosphere where people are following trends, someone might feel that, hey, you do yoga, you are so uncool. That kind of statements can come, right? So what is that zeal to pursue yoga?
Yeah. So I would say that personally, if somebody said me, "Oh my God, you're doing yoga," oh my God, does it make a difference to me? Because it's my life, my choice. It is nothing to you. You want to do a keto diet, go ahead and do it. It is not my problem. I will not interfere in your problem, and you should not interfere in mine. So I know what I need to do, and that's all. So another thing is, the reason I like yoga so much is that I think at the first it was more of, oh yeah, just a class, just have to. Why not? Anyways, I have no better job. Why not? But I think it was more about the practice that I gained after some time that made me actually get interested. Because see, whenever like I do asanas that are a little more on the advanced side, not only Surya Namaskar or something like that. We do a little more advanced. So in that, it's a little different. So you won't do only one thing. You'll not stick to one thing. You're doing different things every day. So I want to learn more about that, and like, oh, okay, yeah, we're doing this today. Yeah, that's cool. And the thing is, like, in yoga, I have friends again. So in there, like, going to meet them is another, aspect of mine that I want to go. So I'm like, oh no, no, my friends are coming. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Yeah. So I do my yoga and I keep that as a mandatory practice for myself. So I can do some physical exercise every day. So yeah.
Wonderful, Batul. So, a very important thing you said, that we should pursue what our heart says. We should not bother about what people are saying. It's my life, my choices. That's wonderful. That's really great. Awesome. And in fact, maybe someday you can give me some yoga classes, because I am completely a noob in yoga, right? Yeah. All right, Batul, it is so wonderful to have a conversation with you, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I hope the viewers and the audience also is enjoying at the same level, right? And it's amazing how we can learn from everybody around us, and that's the whole and sole objective of Choco Chips. And there is another objective of Choco Chips Radio, that is celebrating failures. We will come to that in a bit. But before that, let me ask you again a little bit tricky question. Tricky in the sense it might be a difficult situation to be in. So, see, when I used to study in school, there were a lot of kids. I mean, it's not their fault. It's not anybody's fault. So, what used to happen was, let's say somebody purchased a new car, a toy car, obviously, and he or she is showing it off. Now, as a kid, if I don't have that car, I used to feel bad, right? I used to feel that, hey, why this person has it and why I don't have it. And on the top of it, those people used to taunt, used to say things that, hey, I have this car, you don't have. You know what happens in classrooms, right? So you also might have faced those kind of situations. So how, as a person, you stay positive in those times? How do you tackle those kind of comments?
Yeah. So, see, if you're a human, okay, you cannot not feel that small part of yourself say, yeah, she has that, yeah, why don't I have that? You will feel that. Of course, you're a human. You cannot help jealousy, or even a slight bit, little bit you will feel. It's not like you won't. But the thing is, for it not to become like a huge deal and that much that it affects you, see, according to me, it shouldn't even matter. Because, see, if you're insecure, like if you're an insecure person, you will feel bad about this stuff. You will definitely feel bad and it will affect you. But if you know your self worth, it will not affect you in any way. Because, I mean, you are thankful about what you have, and then there's no problem, honestly.
That's awesome. You talked about a very important aspect again, that is insecurity. Now, these are problems I have seen adults taking classes to remove these kind of emotions, taking counseling sessions. So, can you throw a little bit light on that part? That you said that you should not be insecure. So, what helps you be not that insecure? Because I can understand as a child, you might be having those notions, right, at times that, hey, it would have been great if I would have played amazing football, maybe, or something else, right? So, how do you tackle that feeling of insecurity? Because it's an emotion, right? It's not something, an object that we can eject it and keep it somewhere else. So, what's your go-to method for that?
So personally, like, see, you will feel insecure. You cannot not feel insecure at times. But the thing is, what for me that it works is just to be thankful about what you have, to have gratitude about what you have. Because there are many people who don't have the things that you have. Yeah, you may have, you may be able to go to school. Many children can't go to school. You may have nice clothes. A lot of people don't have nice clothes. So you have to be thankful about what you have. And like what I do is sometimes I make a list about the things I have and I'm very grateful for. So that makes me realize that I shouldn't be complaining about this. Let's just leave that and move on and just stay positive.
All right. So that's again wonderful. At a very early age, you have realized what's the importance of gratitude. So that's so powerful. And books like The Secret and other books which are written, they talk about gratitude being one of the very important aspects of our life. So that's really wonderful. I hope that a lot of people watching this get some lesson and be more grateful in their life for the things which they have, instead of buying the BMW, looking at the neighbor the very next day. They should hold their breath, have some patience, and be thankful about what they have. That's really wonderful, Batul. Cool. So let's come to a little bit lighter aspect of your personality, lighter in the sense creative as well as lighter. So you have so many hobbies, right? I know you have so many hobbies, starting from music, art, reading. You read a lot. Since we read a lot, so we connect well. Recently, you shared some of the music compositions, right? I remember. So you are into composing music as well. So that's really wonderful. Now, one question I have, these days I have seen a lot of people are keeping themselves tightly packed and they call themselves productive, right? Or they say that they are very busy. There are very less people like you who are actually learning stuff or who are actually doing something fruitful in the name of productivity, right? So, my question to you is, as a child, do you feel at times that your childhood would never return back? Your childhood is something which should be free, in the sense that you should not have a lot of things to do. Rather, you should enjoy some freedom. You should have some time where you can get bored. not doing anything. Do you feel that at times? And secondly, how do you manage so much? Uh, I mean, till this date, I struggle to manage so many things. Even I'm doing a lot of things and managing things here and there. But you are also doing a lot of things and you are also able to manage. So, how do you manage? And the second one is that do you feel that your childhood should have more free time?
Yeah. Okay. So on the childhood part, I would very much disagree on that, because the thing is, like whatever classes or whatever things I'm going for, like even my mom keeps saying this. Okay, she's like, when I was younger, no, I never had this opportunity. Blah blah blah, and I'm like, yeah, okay, all right, like very like, oh my god, yes, the same old thing, same old. I'm being completely true here. This happens every time. Even ask any other child, they will also say that, yeah, my parents keep saying that, oh, in our days. But yeah, times have changed, blah, blah. So now I personally feel that, see, if I have this opportunity to learn these things and to, acquire these skills, why not utilize it? And like, of course, I'm very grateful for the fact that I get these opportunities. And the thing is, why I go for these kind of classes and do these things is because it interests me. And that's why the childhood part is not missing. It's actually, making more of it, because I'm learning new skills, and that's going to be helping me in the future as well. Like, I personally, I'm a big fan of music. I love playing music. I like composing music. I like singing, everything. So even the music classes that I go, and I even in my free time, and yes, there are many days I have nothing to do, and here and there, and I go meet my friends. I'm a normal child. It's just that I know how to make the solutions of different things, and a little more different than the others. So that's why I'm a bit different. That's it.
Awesome. That's amazing. That's amazing. And
Oh yeah, and the second
yeah,
question, yeah, the
yeah,
second
yeah.
question I
I was
forgot to
coming to
answer
it.
that.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
worries. Go
So
ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, what was the question again?
All right. So Batul is so engrossed in her thoughts that she forgets the question at times. Just a joke. So basically, Batul, the question was rather not a question. I just want to know your opinion on that. That hey, doing so many things, how do you manage your time? How do you squeeze out time for everything? That's the thing. Yeah.
So like even all my classes, they're all, I won't say designed, but somehow they all fit in at the right time. Because the thing is, it's not like back to back I have like five classes, and I'm getting overwhelmed by everything. It's not like that. I have at least 1 or 2 hour break in between whatever classes that I do have. So first of all, like, even if you do have those back to back things, that's not a bad thing personally, but like some people might get overwhelmed by the fact that they're doing too much. So I like to keep a timetable or a schedule of everything, and especially weekly. Like on Mondays, I have to do this, and I make sure that, like, even on the to-do list, I scratch that. So everything is scratched. I'm like, oh yeah, everything done for the day. I'm happy, you know. And that's the same thing how I do it with studies, how I do it for classes, how I do it for almost everything. It's always like in a timetable or scheduled form.
So, all the people who keep texting me that how do I manage time? So here is somebody who is a Ultra Pro Max. That is Batul, right? So you can from the next time if you have questions regarding time management, I will ask Batul to take a session and conduct a session for all of you, right? No, it is so inspiring, Batul, to have these things, right? Because we often feel that, hey, how will this happen? How will that happen? And so easily you said that everything fits at the correct time. So that's really amazing, right? It's so easy for you, and that simplicity and that beauty and that fluidity, I would say, to adapt and adopt everything according to the way they come. That's wonderful. That's a brilliant part of your personality, right? Cool. Now let's bend the tangent a little bit. So, from your perspective, Batul, you are a part of the Indian education system, right? and also you are a part of Indian student community, of course. So, as a school going student, what are the great points which you find in Indian education system, and what are the not so great points, obviously, which you feel can be made better in our schooling system around us?
Yeah. Okay. So personally, I think that, like I said, first point is always curiosity. Now, curiosity. Now, the school system. I feel that the main thing of school or even life is to stay curious all the time. And how to stay curious is how we learn to do things and things like that. Even in school, like we learn how to. Oh, oh, really? In chemistry, that happens? I never knew that. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, that's the thing. That's what keeps us on our toes. So, now if education helps us in that, then that is pretty much the main point that we are supposed to be learning. And that's what I feel is a little bit lacking sometimes here and there. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, awesome. So, yeah, stay curious, right? So, we met at Stay Curious, and you mentioned stay curious. Obviously, yes, of course, curiosity is one factor which is basically which drives every kind of conquest, every kind of search or seeking for truth, right? So, I come from physics, and there also, if we do not have curiosity, we cannot find new things, we cannot do new discoveries. So that's wonderful, Batul. That's really wonderful. All right. So now I have something which a lot of people watching you who are at your age can get motivated with. So basically, Batul, give us few tips how to become Batul 2.0. Yeah.
I don't want anybody to be my 2.0 because you are j- perfect just the way you are. Okay. Now, I would say for my age, for people who are watching right now, it is best that follow what you think is right and stay humble all the way. Just stay humble, stick, be down to earth, and of course, try to keep soaring different new things and things like that. But stay humble. That's it.
Oh, wow. That's
I'm not gonna
amazing. I
blabber too
mean,
much about this.
no, no, you gave the T-shirt quotation: "Stay humble, stay grounded." Right. So the tagline of Choco Chips is "Stay thirsty, be great." So on similar lines, I mean, maybe I'm thinking of having a T-shirt where "Stay humble, stay grounded" can be trending, right? So that's amazing, Batul. Cool. Wonderful. I hope that you are enjoying it thoroughly. I know that I cannot hold you for long because obviously you have your fixed schedule, your sleeping time, your dinner time, and everything, right? Yeah, of course. And that's a great thing. I really feel that if I can follow the discipline which you follow, I mean, things would be way better. But great, Batul. Wonderful. So, Batul, I know that you are having time restrictions, but this is before the last question. As you know that at Choco Chips, we celebrate failures. We wear failure as a badge of honor, and not as a belt of shame or guilt. So, would you like to share some or one of your failure stories where you felt really demotivated, where you felt that you are a nobody, you cannot do anything, and then you bounce back? I'm pretty sure you, the kind of person you are, you have wonderful stories to share like that.
Yes. So, see, as a human, if you have not made mistakes, I seriously salute you. How can you do that? Like, bro, you're amazing. But as a human, you are bound to make mistakes. You cannot not make mistakes. So, the important part of making a mistake is learning from the mistake and not, letting that happen again. Even if it happens again, it's not a bad thing, but you know what you can do in that situation or something like that. So I remember, so one of my treks one day, I was with this one little girl. Okay, so she's about 8 years old, and this was a little hard trek, not too easy, but a little hard. And she was only eight. Okay, like what could you expect? So there was this once like it was getting very tiring. That day was like about a 20-kilometer stretch of ascent and descent, both, and it's not a small amount of work, especially when you're climbing a mountain. It gives that more enhancing more on. Oh my God, that's actually hurting. Oh, it hurts even more. So now the thing is, we all were getting tired. So even after eating or snacking, we were still getting very tired. Now I actually felt I that before day also I couldn't get enough sleep, and the next day I was like, God, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do this. So, but the thing was that, see, that small little girl and me, we decided to play a game. And this is one 5-kilometer stretch, which was very hard. Okay, because we had to go straight up, and then that would be the summit. So now, like, we both were getting tired. Okay, but then we both, then her parents, and we were all like, okay, let's play a game, to distract us from feeling that way. We were like, let's play a game. So we were playing the game, and we were walking and walking and walking and walking, and suddenly we were there. So the thing is,
Wow.
being
Yeah.
surrounded by other people who motivate you is very important when you're feeling low or something like that.
It's wonderful, Batul. In fact, yeah. So normally there is a tendency that when we feel low or let's say demotivated, we tend to cut ourselves off, right, from people around us. We tend to be in the lonely space. But this you put it very well that whenever we are feeling low, whenever we are feeling demotivated, the best way is to surround yourself with people who are actually guiding lights for you, right? That's wonderful, Batul. That's so inspiring, right? And yeah, yeah, great, great thing. I believe that our audience might have got a lot of wisdom snippets from you, and of course, now we will be moving to the last but not the least question. On the final note, I would like to ask you honestly, what do you feel about my venture, Choco Chips? Have you got some time to go through the products? If yes, then you can put your blunt opinion, absolutely honest. Nothing will be edited. Yeah. What do you feel about the things you see on Choco Chips?
So I've seen some of the videos, maybe one or two, not too many. Of course, I subscribe to the channel because I like to support the people who are close to me. So yeah, I've checked some of the videos. It's pretty cool. I liked it. Yeah, that's it. I
All
don't
right.
have any bad points or something like that.
All right, all right. Whenever I talk with you, I remember my nursery teachers. They were exactly like you. That hey, I know you are a good boy. Yeah, keep studying. That's it. So that's wonderful, Batul. And yeah, I know that you will travel very far orbits in future in the times to come, and I wish you all the best. We all wish you all the
Thank
best,
you.
and yeah, we will stay in touch, and of course we would be happy to have you again and have some pearls of wisdom and pearls of amazing snippets and insights from you next time as well. I hope you enjoyed this, right?
Yes, I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Awesome,
Yes.
awesome, great, Batul.
I hope the
Thanks a
viewers
lot.
enjoyed too. Thank you
Yeah,
so
yeah,
much.
viewers would definitely write in the comment that hey, we want more from Batul, we want more from Batul. But I know you have time limitations, you have your own disciplined routine, and I really respect that. So on that note, Batul, let's wrap this up. So, all right, viewers, that was Batul on Choco Chips Radio. And I hope that all of you really enjoyed the way I enjoyed, because it's so insightful and so amazing to have conversations like these. So, stay tuned and we will meet again on Choco Chips Radio.